Got a couple games left before back into the Big Ten. What would you like to see your team get done between
Just
now
want
and
to
then?
keep getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, work on being more consistent in all areas. Get a lot of guys feeling comfortable out there. We've been fortunate to get contributions from a lot of people, and I think we need to have that continue. The other way you do that is to play games and get them some playing time.
Is it accurate in saying that you've made some substitutions this year that seem like they're based more on defense than offense? Is that fair, or am I reading too much into it?
Yeah, I don't think so, Pat. Yeah, we go to our bench. We expect production, and we've gotten it, and I'm really pleased with that group. I will say that there are times in games when, okay, you need to maybe change things defensively. We were scrambling, like at Purdue, for example, with the press, and so that was a lineup that was particularly good in that area. But we feel like most of the time the guys that we put in can dribble, pass, and shoot, and defend and execute our stuff, and do it, like I said, on a consistent basis. That's always the challenge. I mean, anybody can do it at any given time, but can you consistently do it against the caliber of competition that we're playing? Then that's always the challenge.
How much could a game like Saturday night help Chris Murray with his game and the way he's been playing? He's been pretty consistent. I mean, he was banged up too, so he wasn't himself a little bit, but he felt good Saturday. When he's feeling good, I mean, he impacts the game with offense, with defense, with rebounding, and he's just getting more and more comfortable with what we're doing, and and obviously that plays into your confidence level. So he's playing with confidence now.
Patrick seems a lot more comfortable as a distributor now. In high school, he was always expected to. There was a stretch there where he was feeding Keegan.
Yeah,
that too?
Yeah, they have good chemistry together, and it's great to see. It's great to see Patrick in the open floor making plays for other people. And you're right, in high school he was pretty much taking it coast to coast to score it, and that's okay too to do sometimes. But he knows he's got a lot of other talented players around him, and that's his job. When you're playing the small forward position, you got to be able to make plays for yourself and for other people, equally important.
What's the biggest stride he's taken in his game?
Well, he's stronger, but he was really not himself either. That thing lingered on him, so he was still productive, but he wasn't 100%. And that plays into your confidence level and your ability to do certain things that you want to do. So that's the best he's felt in a while. And when he feels like that, he's typically capable of doing a lot more things, especially on the glass. I think that was he got 6 defensive rebounds the other night. That was important because if we're going to address the rebounding issue that had been a problem, it's collective. It's not, like I said all the time, it's not your 4 and your 5. It's everybody, guards and your small forward. So he did a good job there.
Did you see that the other night in the way that you were able to rebound? Is just everybody
Yeah,
involved?
they're a really good offensive rebounding team because they're 5 out. So they're running rebounders. They come in from all over the place. You're not blocking out any near the painted area. So you got to go get them essentially. And when they're shooting as many threes as they shoot, they're bouncing all over the place. So you got to be able to go get those as well.
Friend, the COVID thing obviously is playing havoc with every league.
Yeah.
A couple Big Ten teams are on pause. How much of it? You've mentioned before that you've got 100%. Was that an easy sell to the players? Did you have to sell it at all?
Didn't have to sell it at all. They were all in. Yeah. Nobody questioned it. Luckily, we're in a position to provide it right away, relatively early. So they got vaccinated relatively early, and they got boosted at the appropriate time. We haven't had any real issues with regard to guys feeling sick. We had a couple situations where guys felt not so great for a couple hours, and they were fine. But the guys are all in. You know, think about it, Mike. If you think about the freshman class last year when they came in, how unique it was for them. You know, they get to campus, there's nobody here. We're practicing, you know, and then we played the whole season without any fans until the Big Ten tournament. You know, so they were they didn't have the typical freshman year. You know, they didn't go to any football games. You know, nobody was really going out downtown. I mean, they did a little bit. You know, so it was kind of a strange situation, you know, something we address, not something we harp on, you know, just be diligent, be intelligent with where you go, who you're seeing. And but I think the vaccination status of our guys has really been helpful. Last year, I think, you know, our university's commitment to daily testing was critical, gave everybody confidence, but you know, you can daily test, but where are you going? Who are you hanging out with? Guys made good decisions, I thought, last year, and they're still doing it. You know, this go-around apparently is a little bit more aggressive, but you know, obviously our confidence level is high because everybody's been double vaccinated, been boosted, and you know, we're trying to be intelligent with how we live our lives and stay committed to one another. Not saying it couldn't happen, because it certainly could, but I think we've done everything we can to increase the chances that it's not going to happen.
The traveling that you do and stuff here, is it pretty much the same in terms of limited, you know, you're together, but you're apart from the rest
Yeah.
of the public?
You know, it's you know, we got some guys that might be going home. You know, they're going to be going home for Christmas, so that's, you know, something that, you know, you hope that they make good decisions when they go home, and who you're gathering with. And it's not like you're going to ask for a vaccination card of everybody you come in contact with. But you know, we're pretty self-contained when we travel. You know, we charter and we stay in a hotel. We stay together. We don't go a lot of places. You know, I mean, the other night we played you were there. You know, we were right on top of each other and so forth. And you know, we've had some guys, we've probably had 5 or 6 guys get the flu. But luckily nobody's gotten COVID yet.
Do you think what's happened with some of these teams that are on pause is a wake-up call to your guys to say, hey, we still got to be careful even with the vaccination and all that?
I think so, yes. I think that's a good point. You know, those guys are constantly looking at their phones, and if you look at the scores, and you know, there's 25 games and 13 are postponed, or 8 are postponed, canceled. Now, the other thing you're seeing this year, which is different than last year, is you're seeing forfeits. Nobody wants to forfeit. You know, that's an L. So, you know, another reason why you want your guys to be really smart with what they do, where they go.
Do you have to be more careful with Patrick?
I would say, you know, anybody with any pre-existing condition is of a concern. You know, it's hard to treat him any differently. You know, we're aware, and you know, Brad's aware. Dr. Markuson, they're aware. He does see probably more doctors in the course of a month than other people do, which is a good thing. You know, I think you'd be more concerned with those that have any type of lung issue like asthma or anything like that.
Chris, how much confidence are you playing with right now?
A lot of confidence. It's progressively grown over the season, I'd say, and I feel really comfortable on the court, especially with my role coming off the bench. I believe I can bring a pretty good spark off the bench offensively and defensively, and I think you've seen that, and I have a lot of confidence in my game right now.
So you and your brother combined for 52 on your dad's 48th birthday, is that what it was?
Yeah. I mean, it'd have been pretty cool if it was around the number, but no, I think it was a pretty good birthday for him.
What did he say to you guys afterwards?
He was just proud, and it was pretty cool too. He got to see Chris Kingsbury and Jess Settles too, so it was a pretty good birthday for him.
What's the biggest thing about, when you say you're getting comfortable, what's the biggest adjustment that you've been able to make?
Just mostly knowing what I'm going to do on the court and kind of the role I'm going to play. I think that you could see I was kind of tentative like earlier in the season, just kind of learning everything because I didn't play last year really. So I think that's progressively grown and getting more comfortable with like the lineups that I've been playing in, playing the 4 and the 5. I think that's helped a lot.
Is it fair to say you're learning how to play off your brother too? It seems like you're learning how to get shots when teams are kind of focusing on him.
Yeah, it's mostly just knowing when and where to go on the court because it kind of depends on the game he's having, whether he's attacking from the perimeter or he's getting a lot of buckets inside. And Saturday he was getting a lot inside, so it was more a drive, dump down kind of game, or just kind of let him do his thing. And the shots were going to come from me in the second half because they were really focused on him.
There are a couple of teams in your league that are paused right now because of COVID, and games are getting postponed and canceled in a lot of places. What do you guys as a team feel like you can do to help your own chances of getting through all of this unscathed?
Yeah, I think the booster shots we got a week ago was a stepping stone for that. I think we all do a pretty good job of staying in our own circle and not putting ourselves in a position where we can potentially be shut down. And I think we learned a lot last year, especially from that, and I think it's gonna help us get through this year too.
How old does this get? I mean, this is 2 years now where you guys are having to do this.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be something that isn't gonna go away for a while. It's just something we just need to control. But I mean, it's getting kind of old, especially because we don't want to be in the same situation as last year.
Sure.
With what you guys went through last year, I mean, did that make it easier when they said, hey, you can get the vaccine, say, hey, we just don't want to have to deal with that anymore?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because this is my freshman year, we didn't really get to have like the typical freshman year. So just being able to have that kind of normal lifestyle was huge for us, and getting the vaccine.
You did have a break, a winter break last year. What do you look forward to between now and when classes start again, from a basketball perspective?
Say that again. Sorry.
From a basketball perspective, what do you get out of this next month where you're going to have some extra time to concentrate on the game?
Mostly just recover for our team, just mostly getting healthy. But basketball perspective, I think having those days off is going to help us a lot. Just become more prepared and just take care of our bodies.
Did that break last week help you personally?
Yeah, it did. We were all just really locked in the whole entire week, and you saw that especially in the end of the first half and into the second half defensively. That's just the stuff we worked on, so we're pretty locked in.
What do you guys want to get out of these last 2 non-conference games before you get back into Big Ten?
Obviously, the main goal is just to get better every day. We had some bumps in the road, we had adversity, and we're just ready to turn the page. We're ready to forget about that. Watch some film. We know the right thing to do, and it's just about doing it. It's about executing. So, just trying to get better in these 2 games.
As you work through those bumps in the road, what kind of kept you guys together and pushing forward?
I just want to say the chemistry. We all just, we love each other. Unconditionally. There's no hate. I just feel like we're all just tight. We're all connected. We do stuff outside of basketball. We talk about things outside of basketball. So I feel like that just makes us, even tighter on the court.
How competitive are your guys' practices?
Oh, 100% competitive. We don't like losing as a team. I know I definitely don't like losing. That's one thing I don't take very well. So I make sure I come in here with my head on straight. I'm ready to kill whoever's in front of me. So I'm pretty sure everybody comes like that too. So, but.
Yeah, I was gonna wait for Mike to ask you, but I will. We've been talking about the COVID. I just saw Rutgers game postponed, Wisconsin game canceled. Is it on your mind a lot? Is it different than last year? Is it still something that you guys are constantly dealing with mentally?
Well, not really. I just feel like, if you do what you have to do. Obviously it's very unfortunate sometimes because COVID, it spreads from a variety of ways.
Sure.
And with the new strand, it's just a whole bunch of things going on. But if you stay within your course, I feel like you'll be fine. Just be mindful where you go, what you do. Wear a mask. I mean, yeah, we're vaccinated, but it doesn't prevent us from getting it. So, just taking the right precautions and stuff. I feel like if you do that, then you'll be fine. And if you get it, I mean, at least you've been listening to the government. So.
With your family back in New York, I mean, you hear from them and on what it's like there with everything going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at it this morning too. I mean, the cases over there are rising. I mean, it's bad over there. I mean, but my family's vaccinated as well. I mean, they got the booster shot as well. So, thank God for that. But I hope, everything turns out fine with them. So, I mean, they told me everything's fine. So, with them. So, my other friends they didn't tell me anything about them getting COVID. So, I'm assuming everything's fine with them as well.
I'm sure you probably feel even safer knowing that everybody in the program is vaccinated, boosted, and everything. Does that give you a kind of a sense of calmness too?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't really think about COVID like that, to be honest, because, I mean, I already got vaccinated. I got my booster shot as well. So, like, I just try to, put those things behind me because those things can mess with you mentally on the court. You know what I mean? So, I just try to keep those things to the side. And if it gets serious, then, we could talk about it again and, take different steps and stuff like that.
You getting a chance to go home for a couple days?
Yeah,
next week?
I definitely. I'll leave on Wednesday. Thank God I get to go see my family, for a little bit. I mean, even if it was one day, I'll still go. But, I'm going to go see them for like 2-3 days. And, that'll be nice, get my mind mentally off basketball for a little bit and then regroup.
So will you shoot at all or anything? Will you have a basketball in your hands at all, or will you get away from the game totally?
Oh, no, I'll definitely shoot. I can't stay away from the sport. I mean, I'll probably just go work out in the morning in my high school. Go work out maybe like 8 or 9 for an hour, and then the rest of family time.
When was the last time you were home?
I want to say the summertime. Yeah, summertime I was home. I want to say August. Yeah, like those last few weeks before school started, I was home.
Kind of gain the ability to appreciate that chance a little more?
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, especially coming here as a freshman, I wasn't homesick, but I did want to go home a lot. But just having an opportunity to play basketball, it's a blessing. Not everybody, is guaranteed, to play basketball. So just, playing basketball is just something I was blessed to do. So, I'm happy I'm here. But every chance I get to go home, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take full advantage of it.
It's home.
Yeah, it's no place like home.
Also New York City too.
Yeah.
It's kind of home.
Yeah, it's a big home. It's a big place for me.